My partner was recently crouched in the dark space under our stairs, attempting to read the utility meters. It's the sort of task that, after some fumbling around, is usually followed by a cry of, "Can you get me a torch?" However, as she opened the utility provider's app on her phone to input the numbers, she noticed a small button. The button automatically turned on the phone's torch. It's a really simple but thoughtful addition to that user's interface. I found the moment inspiring. It's a perfect example of design based on genuine empathy for the user. The developer clearly visualized the user's environment and understood that meter cupboards are almost always poorly lit. By anticipating this specific need, they transformed a minor struggle into a seamless experience. Welcome to Level Up Leadership, the podcast designed to elevate your leadership game. My name's Lee, and today we're talking about leadership by design. The kind of foresight in that example about the torch being on the utility provider's app is exactly what we should strive for in our professional lives. It represents a shift from reactive management to proactive, human-centred leadership. To lead with the same intentionality as that app developer, we need to focus on three core concepts. The first is contextual empathy. This goes beyond simply understanding how someone feels. It involves understanding the physical, mental and emotional environment in which your team operates. If you know the cupboard is dark, you do not wait for them to ask for a light, you provide it as part of the process. The second concept is frictionless support. This is the art of removing obstacles before they cause a slowdown. In my book, Enhanced Leadership, I discuss the importance of being a pathfinder for your team. Leadership is the proactive removal of barriers, often before the team even realises those barriers exist. By streamlining processes and providing the right tools at the right time, you allow your people to focus on their best work. Then there is implicit trust. When a leader provides support without being asked, it signals a high level of awareness and care. It shows the team that their leader is present, attentive, and invested in their success. This builds a foundation of trust that is essential for high performance. When we look at the torch button example, we see a solution that is integrated and immediate. We can replicate this in our leadership style by auditing the daily experiences of our staff. Consider the dark corners of your organisation. These might be confusing onboarding processes, vague project briefs, or a lack of clarity around decision-making power. As a leader, your role is to identify these areas and install that figurative torch. For example, if you know a particular phase of a project is always stressful, you might schedule a brief check-in or provide extra resources before that specific pressure peak. This is not micromanagement, it is the thoughtful provision of support based on a clear understanding of the work's demands. For those in leadership positions, the goal is to become more observant of the small frustrations your team face. Take time to shadow your team or engage in skip-level meetings. Look for the moments where they have to pause, pivot or struggle with a tool. Ask the right questions. Instead of asking how they are, ask what is one thing slowing them down this week. This encourages people to identify the friction points you can help resolve. Do not rely on how you have always done it. If a process is cumbersome, redesign it with the user's ease in mind. The most effective leaders are those who make the difficult look easy for their followers. By providing the torch before it's requested, you empower your team to act with confidence. These principles also apply to coaching. Often clients face predictable internal barriers when trying to change a habit. Acknowledge these early. Provide the torch of awareness so they can navigate their own dark cupboards of self-doubt. Simplify your frameworks. Just as the app developer put the button right where the user needed it, coaches should provide tools that are easy to access and apply. Avoid overly complex models that add cognitive load. The torch button is a reminder that the most impactful leadership often happens in the smallest details. It is about being present enough to see where the light is needed and being proactive enough to provide it. When we design our leadership and coaching around the actual needs of people, we create environments where everyone can thrive. If you found this perspective helpful, I invite you to explore these and our other themes further. You can find more strategies for proactive leadership on levelupleadership.uk. That's the hub for Level Up. It's where we have all of our articles and all of our podcast episodes. If you prefer just listening to the podcast, you can also listen on Spotify or YouTube. Wherever you're listening, please do like and subscribe and take the time to rate and review. It really helps the podcast. And if you've enjoyed this episode, I'm sure your network will too, so please share it widely. Until next time, don't forget, keep leading, keep learning, and keep levelling up.